in here and just played myself.
Okay, welcome to the first Brothers Green live cooking show. No, we're not. This is
No, get that. Yeah, you're fired.
I'm not.
Well, it's sort of live. We're doing a Periscope thing. This is Cooking School 420 because we're going to show you guys how to cook just basic, simple stuff, but in our way. Because we don't have, like, we're not chefs. You know, we don't know the proper ways.
No one told us what to do, son. So now we're going to tell you what to do.
Yeah, we're going to tell you what not to do. And hopefully not telling you what to do, you're going to figure out what to do. Because that's the whole point of cooking. So today we're focusing on vegetables, a thing you don't see too much of in our videos specifically. We'll throw veggies in stuff, but we wanted to focus just on vegetables. Vegetables are cheap, they're easy to make, and they're fucking delicious if you know what you're doing.
But very intimidating for the standard person. So we're gonna go over
what is this thing? It's like
we're gonna show you 4 techniques. Start off with 4. You can expand from there.
5.
5.
5. Oh yeah.
Okay, so we have the roasting. We're gonna roast potatoes. Show you how to roast potatoes in the oven.
We're gonna microwave carrots.
So microwave steam on carrots. We're gonna stir fry bok choy. Stir fry in the wok.
We're gonna steam broccoli. And we're gonna just fry up some onions. Sort
Caramelize.
we're gonna cook. We don't necessarily have enough time.
We're kind of frying up that.
This is gonna be more of like you'll see. You'll figure it out. Just hang around. You'll find out. The first thing is we should probably get the potatoes going because potatoes will take a little bit of time.
Yeah, that's important when you're cooking for people, you're cooking for yourself. Timing is important. You don't have to get it exact. We're not in a restaurant here, but obviously since the potatoes are going to be cooking the longest, let's get those going first.
All right.
What's with the penis carrot?
The penis, just marking sizes.
Oh, and this video is very special because we're christening this cutting board, which my dad made me the other week. That was the first
Look
chop.
at this freaking beautiful cutting board.
This is the Cadillac of cutting boards.
Handmade. This isn't even colored. The wood actually looks like this. That's redwood, blackwood, and brownwood.
Brownwood, redwood. Okay.
If you guys want one, let us know. Maybe he'll make you a custom one.
So when you're roasting potatoes, you can roast them whole, really, but you're not going to get that much flavor on it. We want to cut them up so we can install some flavor right onto that, baby.
As a carpenter, he's installing stuff into food.
So we're going to cut it up into chunks and try to keep... They tell you to keep it similar size, but really it doesn't matter. Some pieces overcook, some pieces get nice and crispy, some pieces don't cook that much.
Yeah,
they're crunchy. That's nice too.
Yeah, you go from crunchy to soft to crispy. That's kind of the progression of potato.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of boring if you have perfectly cut potatoes and they're all the same tenderness.
Well, that's a big thing in cooking school. It's all about like cutting them exactly right, cutting them a certain way. If you notice, Mike, he's just slicing them in half, slicing them in half again, and then cutting them in like 6 pieces.
I like the commentating right now. Please, give me more of that.
Commentating.
What am I doing on this?
He's cutting a potato in half, he cuts it in half again, and then he cuts it into 1, 2, 3. Oh, it depends on the size. Potatoes are great for that. I mean, you get different sizes.
That's the thing. They're all different sizes, so you gotta investigate every single potato on its own.
And I don't know who they is and why they always say, but I think
who are these people?
Who are these people?
When you start putting them into that bowl.
Yeah, I think my closest guess as to who they is people who are, trained chefs. And we realized recently we're not chefs, we're not cooks, we're shooks. And we shook up the cooking world. We're shaking up your life right now. Get these guys in here. Just don't cut my fingers off.
And if you say you're making fries, basically we're kind of making fries. We're making roasted potatoes. You would soak that in water, take out some of the starch, and they won't burn. But you do not have to worry about that step if you're just roasting them. It's really not that big of a deal.
That's true.
Okay, so one more potato. Let's get them all in.
Potatoes are great, honestly. Like if I don't have meat, to me they're the ultimate substitute for meat because they're just like filling. They're hearty. You throw them in breakfast, you cut them up, you saute them in a pan. There's a million things you can do to potatoes. Potatoes aren't bad for you. It's just what people do to them.
Exactly. When you fry them in whatever freaking grease McDonald's is using, they're gonna make you feel like shit. But they're just a delicious vegetable. They're a root vegetable. You're gonna get that starchiness without eating a lot of bread.
It's true.
It's very starchy. Okay.
Don't believe what they say about potatoes being bad.
So we're going to hold off on the oil. Just to let you know, for the oil, we're going to use the same oil for every single dish to make it simple. It's a very basic canola oil, rapeseed oil.
Veggie. This is actually, this is corn oil, I think.
That's corn oil?
Corn oil, yeah.
Okay,
is that okay?
This guy brings over corn oil.
No, this is vegetable oil. It's probably got corn in it. Vegetable is like just a blanket for it. Can be anything.
But when you are dealing with veggies, just plain oil works fine. You can use olive oil, but olive oil has a strong taste, so just make sure you want an olive taste in your vegetables.
Yeah.
So just for the sake of it, for this video, we are using plain oil.
Something.
And it's great because it's going to be able to handle high heats and all that stuff. So for this, we're going to spice it up. I've got all these spices here, but I'm sure you guys have one spice lying around your house. The idea is as long as you have salt and pepper, it's going to taste delicious. Everything else is bonus, okay? So we have sweet paprika. And this is fun because it's like whatever you're feeling in the moment, you just sprinkle on top.
Sweet paprika.
What else? Maybe
onion powder, usually good. Cayenne.
Yeah, you know what? Since we're not going to put fresh garlic on the potatoes because it will burn in the oven. We're roasting at high heat, so we'll sprinkle some garlic powder right on top of there. What else do we have? How about a little bit of chili
No,
flake?
don't use those.
Don't use the chili. They're for something
later.
else.
Hey.
Okay, then.
Cayenne? You did that.
Cayenne.
Cayenne, little heat. You said spice.
We have the sweet paprika, so now we're going for the spicy cayenne.
So when do you put the oil on?
So what I like to do is get the seasoning on there first. Salt, most important seasoning on the potatoes. Really load that up. They're going to crave it. And then a little bit of pepper.
And pepper's one of those things where in America it's kind of become a staple right next to salt, but they're not brother and sister. I think they're...
Let's do it over here so they can see it. So what I like to do is first just season the potatoes, give them a mix in the bowl, because once you add the oil, things are going to get weird. Okay? Then we're going to sprinkle on the oil.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really load it in there. Okay, don't be scared of the oil. You don't want dry potatoes or they won't get crispy and fry up. They'll burn. All right, now look at that. Oh, man down.
And there's a lot of things like when you are roasting potatoes, you can boil them first to get them a little softer. They'll get crispy faster, but this is such an easy way to, like, in 5 minutes, cut up some potatoes,
so easy.
throw them in the oven, and forget about them until you're done the rest of your cooking.
And you know what I do sometimes? I'll actually chop them up even smaller if I'm really lazy and just do it in a pan. And just maybe put a top on it.
It's genius.
It's genius.
Right.
Okay, so then we're going to take just a standard oven tray, whatever you want to call it, a cookie tray. Pop them right on there.
Tin foil, just right in?
Right on. No, I clean this thing. Okay.
Yeah, mine never looks that good.
Spread it out. That's important. You want to spread it out on there so they can all cook and get crispy. Because if they're touching the bottom, they're going to get crispy. But if they're like piled on top of each other, they're going to steam in there. Okay.
Sure, you don't want to overload that.
So our oven is on around 400, 425. And a lot of people are scared of the oven temperature. But the truth is, just feel it out. You're going to do this a bunch of times. Every oven is different. Mine says 450, but I know it's like 400 degrees. You have to feel out your oven. You got to get acclimated to it.
And just check them every once in a while. Give them open it up, right? Give them a little turn.
But the goal is you want to be cooking them, but also getting them crispy. And that's around 375 degrees to 425 degrees.
Cool. And while you do that,
we're on to the
we got
next
this onion. Now, onions are kind of these scary things. You're like, how do I get in there? You know, like, cut it. What's going on? I have no idea. But I like to just actually cut off both sides.
Wait, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set, this is what I normally do for potatoes. I set it for about
15 minutes.
13 to 15 minutes. By that time, one side will be crispy. I turn them and then I cook them for another 5 to 10 minutes. So you'll see in 13 minutes it's going to be beautiful.
Alright, so onion. Onion is amazing. So cheap. They last for a very, very, very long time. So you can just kind of buy a bunch. You don't even have to keep them in the fridge. You can just kind of keep them out, do your thing. So cut off the sides. And again, there's a million ways to cut an onion, but this is just one simple way. You go pling, pling. Then you go like this. You make it a little tabletop, right? Then you cut this in half. At that point, Mike, you want to peel the other one for me? You just give it a peel, and you peel off all the stuff that looks like it's not onion. It looks like it's skin. And then you are having a good time with your onion. Alright, so we get this stuff off, right? Now, there's lots of different ways to cut it at this stage. You know, you can go slice it
So
down.
that's
this
just
way.
going to be straight slices. You're going to get long, thin onions.
Long, thin onions, exactly. You can also do the thing which they do like in chef culinary school. They kind of go over here, which I'll show you guys because it's kind of fancy.
That's a dice, basically.
Yeah, you sort of go like this.
You're creating a grid.
You're creating a hell going on with this knife. You go like that.
Some smart people would say if you hold it like this, the
There's
chances
a lot.
of cutting
I have more
yourself
space. Yeah, you gotta be careful. So you kind of cut it in here, then you cut it in here, and it's still holding together. So then when you go like that, you're giving this a dice.
Exactly.
The fancy word they use, which I never use because I don't know what's dice, what's chop, what the fuck is going on. So you just kind of go like that, and then once it gets to here, you can sort of just, give it a little bit of this guy.
Make sure you really get onion all over my
You
kitchen.
want to make sure your onion's just flying everywhere.
That's important when you're cooking, guys.
It's very just flying everywhere. All right, let's get
What kind of pan are we
let's
using?
get this pan hot. Can I use this
No,
guy?
you're not using. That's the wok pan.
Oh,
That
that's
is
two
for.
shits.
How about this?
Nah.
Okay. How about just a regular?
Give me a non-stick.
Come on,
Nice.
guys. Oh, movable counter.
Yeah, this little guy. This is great. My personal favorite pan, if you're gonna have one pan only, non-stick, get a good non-stick pan. Doesn't have to cost that much. But this thing is just great because you don't have to use too much oil. Things will not stick to it. It's the name of the pan. When the pan tells you what it wants to do and what it does, you're in good shape. So basically, just cut the onions up however feels good.
What Josh just did is my favorite. Just the two-way dice instead of the three-way. It's like the lazy man dice.
And one thing
You're
I've
not
learned-
going to get them as small, but come on. If you're making a soup, you don't need it perfect.
I don't even like to say lazy cooking. I like to say just like chill, having a good time cooking. Because the reason that cuts are made to be like this is a dice, this is a chop, this is a mince. That's because in a lot of cooking, like in like French culinary institute type chef cooking, they want things to be a certain way. So when they tell you to dice, they're expecting a dice because they need that for a dish. The kind of food we do, it's not going to throw you off if the cutting isn't perfect. It's still going to taste just as delicious.
The goal is to feed yourself. Get these onions tasting decent. They don't have to be perfectly minced in your mouth, but they just need to taste good.
Exactly. So take a little bit of that oil.
So you have the pan on.
I have the pan on like medium right now, and to really caramelize onions takes a long time. What you kind of do is you cook them a little bit and then you turn the heat really low. But I'm going to do sort of a mid-caramelize. And the whole idea of caramelizing is you're bringing out the sugars slowly so they get really sweet and delicious.
Yeah, believe it or not, there's actually a lot of sugar in onions. It's not all tan.
And notice how there was no sizzle. That's because a little bit low. No big deal. You know they're always saying, Food Network, it's like, you want to hear that sizzle? You don't have to hear the sizzle. You like to hear the sizzle, but listen, it's
The world isn't going to end if you put it in and your pan is not extremely hot. You can cook any way you want. You can get the pan on very hot, throw in your oil, put the onion in, it's going to sizzle, it's going to be great, or you can bring it up from low temperature.
Yeah.
Either way, you're going to get a good product. They
So-
tell you different myths about all of those things.
So I'm not putting in any salt or pepper right now. It's literally just oil. I'm kind of mixing it in to get the oil all sort of having a good time with the onion. And then we're just going to let this sit and slowly we'll check back on this guy. It's going to start to heat up. It's going to brown. We're just going to keep moving it around every like 5 minutes or so. Make sure like the bottom isn't burning. Because what's going on with this pan, it might seem obvious, but not everyone knows this. The heat is on the bottom, right? So the bottom's getting all that heat, whereas the sides don't get as much. So you gotta mix it around and move it around. Just give it some love, and it's gonna smell good. All right.
So
Mike.
now for that, Josh is cooking on a medium heat. He actually threw it in before the pan was even hot, which is all right because ultimately we're cooking those down. For this step, we're going to take bok choy and we're going to stir fry it. That is a different technique. That is cooking with very high heat. It's big in Chinese culture and Japanese culture. You get your wok or just a pan, non-stick pan, you can stir fry in there too. We're going to get that on and we're going to let that heat up for a few minutes. We want that thing smoking a little bit. So the whole idea of stir frying is you're getting a lot of flavor from really intense heat. You're almost getting smokiness from so much heat.
You're stirring and you're frying. It's the name. Again, cooking techniques, when it's in the name, it tells you the recipe.
Exactly. So The key step for this is, for any stir frying, is you want everything pre-cut, pre-prepared before you start throwing it in the pan, because when you start throwing it in, it happens very fast, within minutes. So we have bok choy here, and it's already cut, it's already washed, it's ready to go, and we're just gonna cut up a little bit of garlic.
And just to give them, like, because not everyone knows what bok choy really how it works. Out of all these ingredients, they're all pretty simple. Bok choy, depending on where you live, might be a little more exotic, but you can substitute this for like some spinach or cabbage or
to me
something.
it's such a perfect green to stir fry, because you have the cabbage bottom and then you have the spinach top. So you're getting a mix. You get the crunchiness from the bottom and then you get the greeny leafiness from the top.
Yeah,
that's why bok choy is so popular all over the world.
And all you really have to do is, there's a bulb at the bottom where it grows. So you just kind of cut that off, the leaves fall apart. Just give them a little wash. We did wash all this stuff.
Otherwise, that one, you gotta wash that. You're gonna eat that right now.
It's great on the floor.
As long as your floors are clean.
And look, you're starting to hear the dancing of the wolves with these onions. Getting a little mix.
The dancing of the wolves.
I like to just have onions just kind of cook in my fridge. Just add them to anything, you just get extra flavor.
Okay, so we're gonna do 2 cloves of garlic, and that pan it's starting to heat up over there. It's not there yet, but I'm telling you, you want it hot.
Are
and
you
you want
smoking
things
out this
prepared.
kitchen? Are you smoking out this kitchen, Michael?
All right, just slice up your garlic. I'm not even worried. I'm just keeping it in full slices. I'm not even chopping it down too much.
Look at this guy. He's like Johnny Depp. Just doesn't give up.
Johnny Depp
He's just
in the
like, I'm not
kitchen.
worried
I
about
like
this.
it. Okay, so pan is up. Our pan is smoking. Okay,
Smoking.
that is a good sign. The house isn't going to burn down if your pan is lightly smoking.
Don't panic.
It's all right. You're going to put in the oil right now. Okay, get a little bit of oil on there, and then we're going to throw in the greens. This is probably the most dangerous step of all of our steps in the kitchen right now. Putting in greens that are a little bit wet into a pan with oil that is very
If
hot.
you were smart, you would probably wash them off. So that you're not even going to cut them anymore. You're just going full.
I'm just going to go full,
Full
so
of that.
just be careful that it doesn't. See, now that it's starting to crackle, just stand back. Don't be scared.
The water will eventually cook off. But yeah, that's a big, whoops.
This, Josh fucked up. This isn't a cluster, but it's all right if you just
Wait,
pick them
I
right
fucked
off.
up. I didn't cut those.
No, you cut them.
No, I didn't. You
Now
cut
you're
them. Look
fucking
at this
with
fucking
this.
asshole telling me that I cut you and I didn't even cut. I take no credit for that. All I did was wash them. Like, do you want to use this sauce?
Oh yes, we can use that.
I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but Fabigo, they sent us this gochujang sauce right here. It's like a Korean, sort of like chili paste with a bunch of stuff in it. And this is great if like you have a bottle of just some sauce to add to your stir fry because you're getting all that stuff.
Yeah, these type of sauces are so fantastic because they have so much flavor involved. You get sweetness, you get spiciness, you get saltiness. You don't need to chop up a million ingredients to get it or add a million ingredients. A lot of it is here for you. So we're just gonna add this. We're gonna add the garlic. We'll start with that once those cook down a little bit. We'll add a little bit of this Korean spicy paste, and then we're going to go from there. We're going to taste it and see how it's doing. See, Josh, he's kind of... Oh! You can do the flick of the wrist, or you can even... When you see the actual Chinese people doing the stir fry, they do it both at the same time.
They usually have those like big ass spoons.
No, don't use that, because it's a non-stick, you jackass.
I'm not using it.
But they're stir frying and they're moving it. I can't really do the technique. So I just do both of them. Okay.
You're losing me.
So what's going to happen is we want to stir fry that and get it cooked down, and then we're going to start adding ingredients. Because once we start adding things, it's going to steam. We don't want that yet. We're going for the frying part of the stir fry right now. The temperatures come down a little bit on the stir frying. It's starting to cook down a little bit. We're going to add the garlic. And the most important thing you need to know about garlic is if you cook garlic on extremely high heat by itself, it's going to burn. Right now, I'm not worried about it because it's in with the greens. It's having a good time.
It's like
It's still
chilling on
good.
top, starting
Yeah.
to break down a little bit. Look fast, and it's like Twister in the kitchen.
We're crossing swords.
Oh, we crossed swords. Back in the day, you could do a lot of sword crossing.
Okay, did you hear that? That means the potatoes need to be turned. So, I'm going to take the totters out.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So look at those babies. Check that out. Okay, so if we turn them, I bet they'll be a little brown on one side. Yeah, look
and it also depends.
Look at the brownish.
When you're whoa, Jesus fuck, man. When you're try really hot. When you're cooking in the oven, the top and the bottom rack cook differently, as well as the front and the back. So what I like to do is sort of mix things around, but also turn the pan around, change the top rack and the bottom rack. A lot of times the bottom, depending on your oven, can be a lot hotter, so you get like a lot of cooks on the bottom.
Yeah, and also different sizes of the pan. Like the edges are going to be super hot in different ovens. Right now, see that piece? That's the piece you want, but every piece isn't like that. So you'll have some special pieces. Okay, so I turn them, and then I'm going to put it back in the oven for,
10 minutes?
let's do 7 minutes and see what that does. And at this point, I always like taking a small piece, because that might actually be done, and just start munching. You gotta munch while you eat. It's like whistle while you work, munch while you eat.
Munch while you eat.
Okay, so look at our greens right now.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. We're gonna start adding flavor to that. We'll turn it down a little bit.
This guy.
Okay. Will you get the soy sauce?
And look at those onions too. See that brownness they're getting? Oh my god.
Soy sauce and rice vinegar from the
When the onions start looking like that, I like to turn it down a little bit.
Okay.
Medium. Soy sauce.
So we're gonna go in with our Korean chili paste. This stuff is strong, so you don't want it overpowering.
Ooh, that's a good amount of that. And then a little soy.
A little bit of soy. And then vinegar is awesome because vinegar really just enhances the flavor. And the good thing about stir frying vinegar is you're going to cook out a lot of the bitterness of the vinegar, and you're just left with really good flavor.
And it also helps with the bitterness of other vegetables too.
That's a good point, Josh. That is a good point.
My points are good.
Oh, one other thing right now. I'm going to hit it with sesame seeds. I like the flavor. I like the way it looks. I like the crunch. I like everything about sesame seeds.
Scallions?
Yeah, we can add scallions.
A little bit. Scallions are a great thing just to have around. Actually, if you take scallions, get the hell out of the way, just put them in a bowl of water up to about there. They'll just continue to grow forever.
Why don't you chop those up?
They will literally grow forever. It's the coolest thing ever. You just gotta change the water every couple days. Alright, scallions going in.
Yeah, because these are almost done. We're going to taste it. I have some chopsticks over here.
And so it goes in the Brothers Green kitchen. We had a little bit of a mishap. The iPhone that was recording up here started to overheat and almost started to melt into the food. So
it was almost a genius idea.
Almost genius.
Until we melted Josh's phone in half.
Yeah, but that's, if you didn't see it, took a little bit of this gochujang, bibigo, a little bit of soy sauce, a little rice vinegar, threw it in there. And you end up with
and some sesame seeds.
Sesame seeds
and this scallions. Is basically, a little bit of scallions as well. This is ready to plate. You don't want to overcook it because you still want some crunch in the cabbage part of the bok choy. The leaves are cooked down, so let's plate that up.
You want some crunch? What do I?
Oh shit!
What are you doing, buddy?
Okay.
Potatoes look like they might be
done perfect timing. So. And look at, the best is you serve this over rice because look at the broth coming off that. Look at the sauce. Extra juicy sauce that will go right through your rice. Seep in deliciousness. One of my favorite things to cook. I make it all the time, at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Constantly.
Okay, that's going. So our first dish is done. That is the bok choy stir fry.
See how it's looking in there? Turn and tilt it for the folks. Yeah.
So there's extra sauce. You put that over some white rice. Delicious.
Alright.
Okay, and the potatoes are golden right now. Oh, hell yeah. Ow!
Careful.
Son of a. Okay, are you kidding me with these things?
You think they're done?
At this point, I like to hit them with just a little bit of salt because a lot of the salt was absorbed. And at this point, you just need to amp them up just a tiny bit. And then let's see. Oh, look at the, holy. See, some pieces are just straight crispy. Some are not.
You can always cook those longer too if you really want to.
If you really want to, but come on. You gotta try these things.
And potatoes, they really crave salt. Like, they will just suck in salt all day long. So when you try them, if they're not salty enough and they need some flavor, you can still add flavor on post. It's not a big deal.
It's not. Okay, let's try it. Turn off the oven, of course.
Got a little roasted there.
Trying a potato. Oh. Oh!
Ah, my mouth is on fire!
And you know what's crazy about cooking, potatoes, cooking in general? Sometimes you're gonna get it spot on. Right now, the roasty flavor, the crispiness compared to the softness of the inside of the potato is perfection. Sometimes it's not gonna be that great. Maybe your oven malfunctions a little bit.
Delicious, but
just keep trying and just know that it's not about perfection. It's about cooking.
enjoying.
It's about cooking. It's about enjoying the process and feeding yourself.
Look at that, so easy. Literally, you just kind of set it and just try not to forget it for too long.
And what I'll do with this, get some honey, get some mustard, maybe some mayo, balsamic. Make a quick honey mustard, dip that in, you've got a full meal right there. Insanity.
All right, where's the mayo?
Let's plate these up. I'm gonna get a bowl.
Get those onions down. Woo!
Josh, we should.
We need a sauce, Mike. Do you have honey? Can I just like? You're talking about it.
Should we do? I thought we were focusing on.
We are, but I just. Sometimes you gotta just get a sauce in there. 2 seconds. You got a little mini bowl for me?
Yeah.
You got a bowl. You can do it. You can do it. All right. Give me this thing.
Hold on.
You take just a little bit right in here.
You have mustard, right?
Mustard. Mustard in. Boom. You just take a little honey and a little mustard. You can add some vinegar to this. You can add some mayo, as the man said. Basically, just mix it together. Do you think you want to add anything else to this? Maybe a little rice vinegar or something?
How about the mayo?
Mayo. Alright, I like it.
Do I have to add mayo? There's nothing better than a creamy honey mustard.
Creamy.
Just go right in there.
Oftentimes, that's sort of like the trick when you're wondering, like, why does the honey mustard look a little bit lighter and creamy? Just mayo. That's it.
That's what we do over in the
I
US.
need that, man. You're tossing my shit away. Son of a bitch. Alright.
Those onions are getting brown.
They're looking sexy. Show you guys this in this little up close camera over here. Oh man, this might be the best honey mustard ever.
Wow. Not to mention, look at this lineup we've got going on right now. The crispy, spicy roasted potatoes.
That's Mike.
We got your stir-fried bok choy. Okay.
Mike, that's the one. That's the honey mustard that you get in like every diner. We just did it.
Oh my.
Chopsticks in the
Oh my god.
That's the one, right? Exact tasting.
Wow. He has done it, and he has done it well. Lord Almighty, King of the Universe,
Try this box.
protector of the crispy potato. Wow. That's good. So the bok choy. Oh! Bok choy.
Knock you out.
The best of both worlds. Crispiness from the cabbage, leafiness from the tops. How are those onions doing?
You know what I'd say? They're getting there. They're starting to really break down, which is nice. And they start to get like this not like burnt color, but this sort of golden browniness.
I'm sorry for this little intermission, but we're just really hungry. We haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
And when you throw these delicious vegetables in front of my face, I gotta eat.
While Mike's eating, I'm trying to add a little bit of salt. Now that they're like looking nice and caramelized, I just add salt. And just keep letting them cook on low as long as you want. And now we're gonna get onto the broccoli and the carrots, which cook real fast.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do now is something that actually, if you haven't checked out Chef Steps, they have some really cool chefy stuff. Maybe we should move this stuff though, Mike. What do you say? Get this out of the way for a minute, or I'm gonna eat it all.
Okay.
Just like,
Yeah. What Josh was saying, Chef Steps, awesome food channel. They do the high-end but very creative stuff. Check them out. You will learn a lot from their channel. I've learned a lot from their channel.
carrots I've got. Just peeled the carrots, get all the crap off on the outside, and just kind of cut them up, however you want. I'm cutting them kind of thin so they cook quickly, but Chef Steph did this whole thing on microwaves, and
Plug in the microwave, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure most of you have used the microwave before, but not a lot of people realize it actually can make some incredibly delicious vegetables.
Yeah, apparently it's healthier for you. That's what they say.
And that's, again, there's they. So always telling in who is they and why do they say. So you just kind of, I'm just cutting these on a little bit of a bias. They'll look a little sexier that way. Kind of this angled thing.
So you're steaming the carrots?
So we're just going to steam them. So
what are you doing with the broccoli?
the broccoli, the carrots are, they're being microwaved, not exactly steamed.
Oh,
They're being.
okay.
So take a little bit of salt, like schmo. I'm almost wondering, do we honey steam them? Maybe not. You could throw in some honey, but I don't know what will happen in the microwave.
It might caramelize.
It might do kinds of crazy stuff. Just a little bit of oil, tiny bit. And Mike, do you have some plastic wrap?
Yeah.
If you don't, I will beat you senseless. So help me.
I do, but I have to fuck up the camera to get it.
So you take some plastic wrap. If you don't have it, I'm sure it'll just take a little bit longer, but you can still do something. So you just
You
kind
might
of.
dry them out though.
You might, but you might still do it.
But right now, the whole idea is the plastic wrap is keeping the moisture, and when you microwave it, the water from the carrots is going to try to get out. This is keeping it in, steaming it inside there with the moisture from the carrots.
I'll show you. Look, I just got carrots in there.
So
Salt.
the idea is that you don't even need to add any liquid because all the moisture trying to release from the carrots, it's going to actually cook the carrots.
So like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, why not?
3 minutes. See what happens. We can check it midway through.
Those are ready to go.
These onions ready to go.
Okay. Herb, do it right here.
Whoa! And look how freaking caramelizedly delicious they are. The longer they sit, the more sweet and delicious they'll get.
Yeah.
But these are like the beginning stages of caramelization.
It really, that's one of the first mind-blowing things when you start cooking, is realizing that an onion, something pretty repulsive if you just eat it raw,
raw, no.
can turn into such tender deliciousness. So sweet. Let me try them. Now, Josh, tell the people what they can do with the caramelized onions.
Oh my god, you can put them on a sandwich.
Woo!
Caramelized onions with steak, by the way. So freaking good. You're making a steak sandwich with caramelized onions. That would blow your mind off. Put them in salads. Just add them to like stir fries even. You can put them raw in salads. I just like to eat them like that. They're like candy and onions.
Yeah. Oh, on a burger.
A burger.
You see caramelized onion burgers all the time.
And
They
also
actually have this topping at Five Guys.
any onion will do. When you're dealing with raw onions, you want to make sure you're finding the right onions because some have way stronger of like a intense bite and get kind of stale and weird tasting in your mouth. When you're cooking onions, caramelizing them, red, white, yellow, sweet, they all do a good job. I like the sweet medallions, but any onion, I've never met an onion that was caramelized that I didn't absolutely love. Alright, so now, while that carrot's cooking, the final thing, this is one of my absolute favorite things to do with broccoli. Broccoli is one of those vegetables that people are like, yeah, I don't think so. It's kind of like if you don't like beets, maybe you don't like broccoli, but there's a problem with that because, hey, broccoli raw, delicious. But usually cooking vegetables is the first way to get into vegetables. So you got this thing right here. You got this arm. Well, it's supposed to be eaten raw. People like you're more likely to like if you fry this up.
I think I understand what you're saying.
No one ever does. So all you do is you sort of just cut these bastards right off. Sort of just giving it a little shavage, right? Cut each one individually. You can kind of just go down and then sort of peel them apart. And that broccoli stem, believe it or not, is delicious.
What I like to do with the broccoli stem is take it like this and just start hacking it. You're kind of just going on an angle. Because this is a little tougher than that, so it's going to take longer to cook.
And broccoli,
so you need smaller pieces than the florets.
It's true. And broccoli stem, incredibly delicious roasted.
Raw too.
Raw even. Yeah. Shave it like, you know, shave it up.
On a carrot.
But it's so.
On a carrot, I said. On a salad.
On a carrot. Broccoli on a carrot.
Moving that car really fucked us up.
Okay, 3 minutes is up. We'll let those sit in there for a minute. I can smell the sweetness on the carrot
there. Oh, that looks pretty good.
Alright, so you take this pan, a little bigger pan, right? And you throw the broccoli right in.
Right in raw, no
right
oil, no
in
nothing.
raw. And then what you do is you actually get some water. So as opposed to steam, a lot of people think with steaming, like, oh, I need a steamer basket and all this stuff. What you can actually do is just throw it in with some water, and then the water is going to help steam the broccoli and cook it. And by the time the water evaporates, that's when you can start getting a little bit of that extra.
So it's sort of the steam cooking combo.
So the steaming is going to help it heat up a little bit faster. It's gonna
This is the technique that shows you that all techniques work.
Yeah.
Anything you do to cook your vegetables is probably going to work if this works.
Yeah, so that, and I get the salt in there. Like, give me the crushed red peppers.
Okay.
Little salt goes in.
We've got chili flakes. I'm sure a lot of you put it on pizza a lot. That's what most people use it for. But really, it's just dried out peppers that are crushed up. You want that in there, right in there?
Oh yeah, right it. That's perfect. That's a good amount of that. All right. So.
What else? Do you want some cumin in there?
Ooh,
That's a
come
great
on.
combo.
All right, cool.
So what do you have? Red pepper flakes, cumin, and what else?
Just red pepper flakes and salt. It's just red pepper flakes, cumin, and salt. But even just red pepper flakes on broccoli, there's something about that combination. It's incredible. So the idea behind this is you just kind of let it sit like that. And because there's water in there, it's not going to go off and burn. The water's going to keep boiling. And by the time the water boils out, the broccoli's going to be nice and cooked. And at that point, you can add some oil and you can fry it up if you want, or you can just take it out of steam. But yeah, a lot of people, they have these steam baskets and there's some way to steam. No, you can just put a little water in there. I actually first learned that when cooking lobster. If you put just like an inch of water in the pan and put the water in there and put the lobster and cover it, kind of just.
Are you gonna cover it?
Well, we don't really have to. We could if you have a big enough cover guy.
I do.
No, do you? Actually, you know what? No, fuck it. We don't need to because actually what I want is I want the water to cook out.
To cook out, yeah.
I want that water to cook out so fine. Give it a little toss. Alright, let's check out those carrots, Mike, because that's the viva la resistance.
Ah! Oh, lovely, lovely.
Wow.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Steam.
Let's give that a little stir.
Steam. Oh. Steam. Cheers, Dazer. Oh, alright. What do you think? Are they done?
That's it.
That's hot.
Mm-mm.
No?
Almost.
More? Alright. See how there's juices in there? Okay.
That needs another minute. That's it.
That broccoli steaming up. Oh my god, you can just go like this and just sit here and smell this mofo. It's so good. It is so freaking good, people.
I know you guys are thinking that, wow, great, you got all these vegetables, it's glorious, everything's prepared, but maybe I'm scared to go to the store and get them myself. I don't know what to pick out. We've got a video for you. Check out the how to shop at a market produce section or vegetable section.
We
That's
filmed that
another
video like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of coming back to
coming back.
save
It's coming
us.
back to haunt us.
Not to haunt us, to save us.
But if you're intimidated, watch that video. A lot of good key steps. Also pantry stuff and dairy section. And watch Josh go through the bread with his fingers. And
Oh
stuff
my
like
god,
that.
let's see. Should we got it?
No, these are glorious.
Oh yeah. You could cook them longer to get them really soft, but have a little crunch in there. Mmm.
Oh, it really. Oh. It holds the integrity of the carrot. Because you're steaming it in the carrot water. You can't get really much more carrot flavor than that right there. Delicious.
Oh my god, look at this. Alright, so at this point, if you want, we got the broccoli, all the water is cooked out, and the broccoli, like you see it changes color. It goes kind of a darker to like a really light, alive green. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of oil.
That's pretty genius. So basically, now I get what I'm doing.
So now that it's already steamed, now I can just fry it right in here.
He's almost blanching it and then frying it, but doing it all in one pan. Now that is fucking genius. Obviously, I thought he was an idiot at first, but that's a great idea. Instead of, most times when people are cooking greens or broccoli, stuff like that, they blanch it. Because what it does is it hard cooks it, it takes out a lot of that bitterness, it holds the color, and then they fry it. Josh skipped the whole blanching step in a separate pot, and he did it all in one pot. That is a genius technique.
And just for the heck of it, just a little bit of limon.
Limon.
Little lemon juice in there at the end.
I'll get a bowl for that.
Wake these bastards up. You kidding me with this? Oh yeah. And just for the double hell of it, a little honey with the sweetness of the honey. Not necessary if you're not hanging on to the honey, but if you want to get really fun. And what will happen with the honey, because it's sugar, that'll help with the caramelization real quick. Get extra brown. Oh yeah, jeez Lord. Let's see, try a little piece. I always like to take a little piece out, try that first. Make sure. Oh my god. A little salt. Almost there, Michael. Look at these dishes. Where's that mustard of honey? I'm gonna love this stuff.
Okay.
Are you ready? You ready for this? Same deal. I could cook it longer if I wanted to.
Yeah, right now.
But it's looking pretty perfect to me.
I need a taste. I need a taste.
Anita?
Anita.
Ah!
Anita taste.
Anita?
Hello?
The lovely Anita. Taste.
Okay, my friends.
Broccoli is one of my favorite vegetables. I know, kind of like potatoes in the sense that you get some good broccoli that's not too soft, not too firm. Delicious. Like meat.
If you haven't been here for the whole video, it's a long video, we'll give you a recap right now. We started off with the roasted potatoes because those took the longest. Look at the crispiness on those, fantastic. We added spice to that beforehand, threw it in an oven, 425, roasted them off, genius. Little honey mustard, creamy honey mustard, 3 ingredients.
Cut up some onions, throw them in a pan, just a little bit of oil, throw them on medium, then kind of turn the heat down, let them caramelize for a while.
Caramelized
Salt,
onions.
that's it.
Throw those on anything, salads, burgers. Just eat them plain, they're delicious.
Cheese.
This is your wok fried bok choy. So that's your stir fry right there. Bok choy, really high heat, little garlic, little Korean chili paste thanks to Bibigo. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. This stuff really worked out well. Delicious stuff. If you don't want to have a ton of ingredients, this has it all right there. Then we went on to the steamed carrots. We steamed them in their own juices. As they release the water, they steam. They're delicious. That's just like pure carrot flavor. If you want just tender vegetables,
Right?
amazing. And then this. This was the wild card. We need a name. We need a name for that technique because it's the blanch and saute.
Steam fry.
Steam fry. It's not bad.
The steam fry technique?
This is your broccoli steam fried. What Josh did was he put the broccoli in a pan, raw dog, and he put some water in there. So he pretty much blanched it in the pan. Once the water evaporated out of the pan, no lid on there, of course, then he added the oil, then he started to fry it. So it all happened in one pan. Really cool technique.
And folks, if you're noticing, we were doing all these things one by one, like making some onions, making some carrots, potatoes. But when you look at this all together, that's a goddamn complete meal. You know, if you could throw in a little pasta or a little bread or a little meat, but this on itself, You put these on a plate and you look like you see a complete meal there. We should probably plate it up. What do you
And
think?
I know people get very, very bored of individual techniques. Maybe you know how to steam something and you're pissed off. You had enough steamed broccoli and carrots. Every day of the week can bring you something new. I use all of these techniques throughout the week. I use all of these different techniques throughout the week. And whatever I'm craving at the moment, I whip it up. I'm always doing stir fries, steams, roasted. Same with
Different
Josh.
techniques throughout the week. Do you have a plate? Can I just like put this stuff
Yeah.
on? Here's the other thing that's crazy. Basically, all these techniques we use for each one, in a way, can be used for each other one, right? So like you could roast the broccoli,
You can steam the
you could
broccoli.
roast the carrots, you could steam the potatoes,
Very true.
you could saute the potatoes.
Here, I'll film you do this, or you're.
Sure.
So Josh is just whipping up a little plate. And honestly, you don't have to be a vegetarian or vegan to enjoy this meal on its own with no meat. This is satisfying. Are you kidding me?
Look at that. Little did you know.
It's colorful, and the tastes are amazing. The textures are all over the place.
Veggies do make for the sexiest food in terms of color.
Yeah.
That eye banging, you know? Your
Okay,
mouth
what
banging
else?
it.
What else? We need
And some
caramelized
onions.
onions.
Alright, they will go right here. Look at that. Is that not a goddamn complete plate of food? Right? Got that honey mustard, which took 3 seconds to make. Thank you guys for sticking around. This is the first one in the Brothers Green Cooking School. We're going to show you all kinds of crazy stuff. You're awesome. We love you. We love cooking with you. We're all here. We're together. We're working our thing.
So 30 minutes past our making of all the vegetables. We've eaten it and it was delicious, but we just thought of something genius that we wanted to include for you guys as well. You mix it all together.
Yeah, you can
Create the buffet, the smorgasbord.
One thing that I do like to do whenever I'm cooking, if I'm cooking a lot of vegetables and just stuff for the week, is I'll cook everything and just kind of separate it a little bit. So that way, throughout the week, you have all these different foods. But sometimes you just gotta mix it all and just have one awesome.
You mix it all. We have the sauce from the bok choy. There was a little juice from the carrots. It all combines together, and then that's like, yeah, that's your leftover goodness for the week. You're eating that for a few days, and it's delicious. It just shows you that no matter what cooking style you use, it's all gonna taste good together. You got different textures, different flavors. Look at that glory! See you, people.